Hello, miraculous humans. My name is Miracle, and today I'm finally gonna do the analysis for the Danganronpa anime. I just finished watching it. Let's just get into it, shall we? Okay. First, we're gonna start with the with Danganronpa the animation first. Okay? Um Okay, first thing I'm gonna say about Danganronpa the animation is I feel like a lot of the episodes went so fast. Like everything happened so fast, the trials went so fast. The like it like it felt like everything like you blink and everything just happened. Like it felt like everything went so quickly. But another part of me feels like Danganronpa the anime went so fast is because um th- Danganronpa the animation is for people who aren't familiar with Danganronpa. That's my opinion. I feel like Danganronpa the animation is for the people who haven't played the games because for the people who have played the games, it's completely different, and the game has more details compared to the animation. Does that make any sense? Like I feel like I said this in my reaction for the animation. The game I feel like the animation is for the fans. Like Danganronpa the animation. Sorry, I keep mixing up my words. Danganronpa the animation is for people who aren't really familiar with the games and aren't really familiar with Danganronpa. And I feel like the Future and Despair arc are for the fans of Danganronpa. Does that make any sense? Um, but yeah. Another thing I want to touch base on with the anime is if you knew from my reaction, I could not stand the English dub for months. I hated it. It sounded like he smoked 50 million packs of cigarettes. I hated it. I hated it. Like, it started to get a little bit better as the show progressed, but it still wasn't the best. Like it still sounded like he still had at least one cigarette a day. Like like it still sounded like he had at least one cigarette. Um but I want to get into like some crazy moments, even though I already know what happens in Trigger Happy Havoc and like the story of Trigger Happy Havoc, the game, is the premise for Danganronpa the animation. So I already know a lot that's going to happen. But can I say something? The trials and executions for Danganronpa the anime hit so much harder in the animation. They hurt me. Like the trials and execution hurt me more in the animations. It still hurts in the game. Like the trials and execution still hurt in the game, but they hurt like they literally ripped my heart out in the animation. Like the voice acting and just the desperation and everything, like it just had you like completely shattered. Like it broke my heart. Like some of the trials and executions broke my absolute heart. It like even though I like I said I knew what was gonna happen, it still broke me. Like it still broke my heart. When I saw the execution, it hurts even more. Another thing is in the trials, the trials were a little corny, like a little bit. And another thing I wish that Makoto said, "No, that's wrong." I wish he said that. That hits harder for me. It, he doesn't say it in the animation, and I'm like, I wish he said it. You know, it hit. No, that's wrong. Hits harder you know, than the things that he was saying in the anime. Okay, so, like a few things that kind of like that kind of like put not put me off, that kind of like had me shook or had me speechless or had me confused. One thing I want to say is instead of Genocide Jack, it's Genocide or Show, I believe, in the animation. Um, which had me all sorts of confused. I'm like, no, it's Genocide Jack, you know. It's Genocide Jack. Genocide or Show doesn't it's Genocide Jack, you know? But another thing I want to touch base on is Spike Chunsoft. Okay, why did I have to see Makoto behind? Like, why? Why? Why did you do that to me? Why did I have to see this behind? And we'll get more into the perverted and nastiness later because there's a lot. There's a lot I need to talk about. There's a lot of nastiness. Spike, y'all are nasty. Oh my God. We'll get into that. But yeah, why did I have to see his behind? Why did I have to see Naruto's behind? I why did I have to see that? Was that necessary? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Also, when Hina slapped the oh sorry guys. It's thunderstorming outside, so if y'all hear thunder, I'm sorry. It's storming and raining outside. I'm sorry about that. But when Hina slapped the absolute taste out of Bianchi's mouth, that made that instantly changed my opinion on her. Like I talked I touched briefly about this in my reaction for the despair and future arc is my opinion on Hina. Like changed. Like she grew on me. She really did. Hina grew on me. I love her now. I didn't see it at first. Now I see it. Now I understand. Now I understand what people were talking about. I love Hina. And then when she slapped the taste, Byakuya, you grew on me too, child. But like you were talking that mess, and you had to get slapped. But like when she slapped the mess out of him, I was dying laughing. Like she slapped. Not only did she slap the glasses off your face, she slapped the taste out your mouth. Like it just. Alright. Another thing I want to touch base on with the animation is the nickname Curie that Makoto gives to Kyoko. It's one of the cutest nicknames I have ever heard. Like, oh my can we just talk about Nigiri? Can we just talk about well, we'll get more into it later. But like just oh, I love them. Nigiri. Love them to absolute death. Like, oh my God. Uh, and like I said previously, I have a new perspective of all the characters, not just Hina. I have a new perspective on all the characters after watching this anime. Also the emotional impact in this anime was off the charts. I cried so much. It was embarrassing how much I cried watching this anime, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Um, but next, let's talk about Danganronpa Future and Despair arc. Um, okay, should I start with the Despair arc or should I start with the Future arc first? Let's start with the Future arc first, okay? If you guys watched if you guys watched my reaction to the future arc in the first episode of the future arc, I was all sorts of confused. I was all sorts of shook. If you guys have not seen my first impressions and my first reaction to the anime, I'll link both for those videos down below. But yeah, like starting right off, like Makoto's getting arrested for treason, and I'm like, what is happening? It just pops off so quickly, like right off the bat, it popped off. And I'm like, what is going on? What is happening? And also, like I said that I really liked Chisa. There's so many characters in this anime that I said that I liked that we'll get into that as well. But like there's so many characters I said that I liked. It's just, like also I want to talk about something. I am so slow. I am so slow and so stupid. After I've watched my reaction to the first few episodes of the Despair and Future arc, I am so stupid. I didn't realize that the ultimate imposter was impostoring as Ryota. I, that's how good of an imposter he was. I thought that Ryota was like, oh, Ryota gained weight? Like, I was right at first, but then I second guessed myself because it said like Ryota. I didn't realize that it was Ryota. It was the ultimate imposter impostering as Ryota. Also, can it talk about the ultimate imposter? We still don't know that much. Like, yeah, he's impostering as Ryota and as Byakuya and stuff like that. But we kind of do. Like, I love the friendship between the ultimate imposter and Ryota. Like, that was so sweet. It really was. But I feel like I wish that we knew a little bit more about him. Is that an unpopular opinion? Like I wish that the anime did show some sides of the ultimate imposter, but I kind of wish that we knew a little bit more. And also I'm even stupider because I didn't realize that Chisa was a spy for the Future Foundation. That's another thing I didn't realize when I first watched it. I was even stupider and I didn't realize that Chisa was a spy for the Future Foundation. But then she started to grow a deep love for the students, but it interfered with her investigation. Oh, it's so hard. Can we talk about Lisa? I get emotional talking about it. But yes, she just started to grow such a deep love for her students, but then slowly started to fall in despair because of Junpao. We'll get into that. We will get into that. But yeah, like there's so much. There's literally so much to talk about. Like, I'm just trying to like remember everything. Oh, I was even more stupider because I didn't realize that everybody had a forbidden action in the future arc. I didn't realize that. And if they did that forbidden act, they would die. I didn't realize that either. Um, that's something that like was revealed to me. Um, but also, like I said, there's so much. There's so much. There's so much. Um, I left it off with the death of Hina. What? Like, come here, come here. Why did y'all play with my emotions so much in this freaking anime? There's so many moments where they play with my emotions that we would talk about in a few minutes. But the first off, starting off with the death of Chisa, and then y'all have the fate death of Hina. Why y'all playing it? Why? Like, I literally almost had a heart attack. I was like, why do y'all keep doing this? Every single time. I say that like a character. I was so upset just to find out that it was a fake death and Hina was covered with ketchup. I was like, why are y'all playing with me? Why are y'all playing with me? But then what's even worse is like she wasn't dead, but Gaju, the wrestler, Gozu, his name. Sorry, I'm so bad with names. We all know this. Gozu, the wrestler, ended up getting clapped, and I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? Like I was all sorts of confused. I'm like, what is happening? And then like it's just so crazy. So the grandpa of the group, I can't even remember. I think his name is what's his name? I told y'all guys I am so bad with names. What is the name of this man? I forgot. But y'all know who I'm talking about. The the grandpa, I call him the grandpa of the group. But yeah, like he had them hands. You know, he had them hands. He was like the Hayachi of the Hayachi from Tekken. He was like that. He was like the boxer was talking that mess. Can we talk about those two? Can we talk about the boxer and like I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. I think it's Munakata and the other guy. The student council Sakakura, Munakata and Sakakura. I think that's who it was. I They got on my last nerves. But then they redeemed themselves, and we're gonna talk about that too. But yeah, in the beginning, they got on my last nerves. I'm like, why y'all keep doing it? Why do y'all keep coming for my man Makoto's throat? That's the thing about Danganronpa. They keep coming for Makoto. Let him breathe. Let him freaking breathe. Y'all keep coming for him. Leave him alone. Hasn't he suffered enough? Oh my god. He was all and Sakakura was always using violence, always. I'm like, and like, as soon as he attacked Kyoko, I flipped. I freaking flipped. I was like, are you kidding me? You you went too far. I told y'all in my reaction if he laid the finger on Hina or if he laid the finger on Kyoko, he is done for. But yeah, but they really redeemed themselves towards the end of the anime, and we'll talk about that. But also the grandpa of the group, um, he met his demise unfortunately, but he went out like a G. He really did. Um, and his forbidden action was he can't like answer a question with a lie. I believe that's what it was. Um, but yeah, that was one of his things. And also, can we talk about how everybody was fighting each other? Everybody was fighting each other in the future arc. What is this? Tekken? What is going on? Seriously, what is happening? But yeah, Another thing I want to talk about is why was Hero not in the building? Why was Hero not in the building? Like he was just there. Like Hero, I love you, but you had no business being in the future arc. Like you didn't really do anything. Like why was he not in the building? And also why did Hiro and Byakuya didn't show up until like the end of the anime? Like why? I don't why what were they doing? Like seriously, why did they wait until the end of the anime for Hiro and Byakuya to show up? Like why? Why did it take y'all so long to do that? I did not understand that. It's like I don't know. It's just upsetting in a way. Like, of course, I was happy to see Byakuya, but I was like, Byakuya, where you been, child? We're literally in here fighting for our literal lives. Where have you been? Seriously. Oh my God. But yeah, like, but can we hold on one second? Can we talk about this little baby kid, Monica? Oh my God. When I found out that Monica was in the future arc and was controlling that little robot, y'all know what I'm talking about? Like when she was controlling that, when I saw Monica, I was like, child, if you don't go sit down and time out where you belong, like she wanted so badly to be Junko. Like, child, if you don't go sit your behind down. Then when she realized that she couldn't be Junko, she just quit. What? Like that was so unnecessary. Like, why did you need to have Monica in this? I feel like they had Monica and Kamaru and Toko in it just to know, to see what they're up to. The Ultra Despair girls and stuff like that. Like the anime basically answers a lot of questions about like what happened. And we'll get to all that as well. But like it really answered a lot of questions of, what happened and what took place before the game, you know? Um, but like, yeah. Also, I have to take a deep sigh. Can we talk about the ultimate confectioner and the ultimate blacksmith for a minute? Um, I can't even remember her name. That's how much I did not like her. She, Ruruka, I think that's her name. Screw you. Like, screw you, child. Not only did she freaking try to kill my Kyoko, and we'll get to that in a minute. Not only did she try to kill my Kyoko, but she killed her own boyfriend. Like, I was shook. When I found that out, I was like, and his forbidden act is he can't eat food. So I'm like, the only person who can make food is her, right? Don't tell me that she killed her own boyfriend. And then we find out that she killed him because he was trying to exit the building. And her forbidden act is someone trying to exit the building. So like she killed her own boyfriend. Like she was always, and also the thing with her best friend, or so-called best friend, um, what was her name? What is her name? Goodness, I'm so bad with names, guys. I think it's Psycho, the pharmacist. Oh my God, I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for her. Like, and also Psycho kind of reminded me of Nagito. I even said, like, while I was watching it, I was like, she kind of reminded me of Nagito a little bit. Like, she kind of looks like Nagito. And funny enough, she met up with Nagito in the Despair arc, which we'll get to. Like, she met up with Naruto, and I thought that I kind of shipped it a little bit. Am I the only one? Like, I kind of shipped Naruto and Psycho a little bit. Um, but then Psycho went full on possessed. It became a full on demon. I was like, what is going on? But can you blame her? Like, seriously, can you blame her? Ravuka, Ravuka is trifling. She is so, like, she is such a narcissist. Like, she is a textbook narcissist. She wanted everybody to do everything for her. Like, she didn't care about anybody else's feeling but her own. Like, and she used Sayaka, not Sayaka, sorry, Sayaka. Rest in peace, Sayaka. And she used Psycho as a puppet. And you can't tell me that Ruka was not an addict. She was a full on crackhead. Like Psycho was a little bit of a crackhead too, but like Maruka was really like a crackhead. Like seriously, she was around the she was around the corner with Psycho. Like you got that good. She's like, she's so trifling. I did not like her at all. And and also the most saddest thing with that her forbidden action was letting someone step on her shadow. Oh my God. That broke my heart when I found that out. Like, y'all are so messed up for that. Wow. I was like so heartbroken to hear that. And then, like, it made sense because she was always in Raruka's shadow. Man. That was so sad. And all the sorry, sorry guys. And all the death of everybody, we'll get to that in momentarily. But yeah, screw you, Veruca. And also, I remember in my first impressions, I said I wanted her to make me a snack. Never mind. Never mind, child. Redacted, decline, no thank you. I I don't want to snack from you no more. Oh my God. Screw you, Maruka. Especially, and then as soon as she tried to kill my Kyoko, I was done with her. I was furious. Like, why are everybody hating on the king and the queen of Danganronpa? Put some respect on Makoto and put some respect on Kyoko. Also, put some respect on Hida too. And Byakuya. Hero, hero, child. You need to work. You got work to do. Okay, you haven't earned that title yet. You need. You haven't earned that title yet. You need to work up to it. But yeah, like when she tried to kill Kyoko, I was pressed. I was so done with her. Like she was so unlikable after that. Like she was already starting to get on my nerves and already starting to get like, you know, already starting to get unlikable, but as soon as she did that, I was done. But something that made me sob when Kyoko was falling through that hole, that trap door basically, was can we talk about Kochi? I think that's his name. Can we talk about him? Kochi's a real one. I would talking crap about him at first because he looked like he could be not he looked like he could be Hiro's father or Hiro's uncle. Like he looked like he'd be smoking that same stuff with. But yeah, I would talk smack about him, but he's a real one. And his forbidden action is that he can't open his left hand. Like that would be really hard to do. Like you can't touch stuff, you can't grab nothing. Like it would hurt to just keep your left hand in a fist like that. But he risked his life. He sacrificed himself to save Kyoko. Oh my God. And then I started sobbing as soon as he said that he kept his promise from Mr. Kyoko, from Mr. Kagiri. He kept his promise to protect Kyoko. Tears. I was sobbing as soon as he said that. Oh my God. Wow. Like it was so beautiful. But then there's so much that happened. Then when the group finally reunited. But before the group reunited, like I was so happy they reunited. I was like, reunited and it feels so good. But like, yeah, when they finally reunited. But before that, like Kyoko was always taking them notes and I loved it. I'm like, girl, I take notes too. He was, and she was still like, this is the ultimate level detective. Like, get it, girl. Still an icon. She was still investigating everything. And we'll also commend her detective skills more within the plot. But yeah, like, she was still investigating. Child, Queen Kyoko, put some respect on her name. But but before they even met up and were back together, um, basically Ryota was like, "W- how much help is Makoto?" And I was even offended by that. I was like, how dare you? Know your place, child. You don't know Makoto like I do. That's my man. And it was like in the perspective of Kyoko. But when she basically expressed her feelings. She basically had a love confession from Makoto. I was so happy. And then to see Hina and uh, and Makoto behind her, and Makoto just full on blushing. And even Hina ships Nigiri. Even Hina. So I want to hear it. I don't care if y'all think Nigiri is underrated. I don't care. They are so cute. And what's even cuter is that when Makoto was having his doubts and, was, having his internalized, self-critic, as I say, is that like Kyoko literally took off her glove to hold his hand. Like that means that, do you guys know what that means? That if y'all play the game, that means that she thinks of Makoto as her family. She thinks the world of Makoto. That's literally love right there. She literally took off her glove to hold his hand, child. Oh my God. Nigiri. There's nothing else to say about it. I don't wanna hear it. Nigiri forever. I don't care. Uh, but then y'all had to crush the beautiful moment, sadly, with the death of Kyoko. Let's talk about it, child. When Kyoko got killed, and when Kyoko died, And when I found out that her forbidden action was passing the fourth time limit with Makoto alive, I sobbed. Oh my God. Not only did I sob because Kyoko was dead, one of my all-time favorite characters, but I sobbed because of the forbidden action. Like she wanted Makoto to stay alive. And if she would have told Makoto her forbidden action, he would have flipped and he would have done something unthinkable. Kyoko, I literally cried. I sobbed like a baby. Actually, the entire episode 9 of Future Arc had me in tears. Like y'all disrespected me. I was sobbing. Like there was literally tears streaming down my face. And then y'all go to the despair arc. So can I talk about the despair arc? Did I talk about this previously? How I said that like the future arc is the trauma, the sadness, the depression, and then the despair arc is the happy-go-lucky, fun, like lighthearted. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. And we'll get into that. But boy, was I wrong about that. I was so stupid with my first impression of the anime. I was so naive. I was so naive. I didn't know what was gonna happen. Wow. I was just like it's literally like I was Alice in Wonderland, like la la la, didn't know what was gonna happen, like it wow. But like yeah, after the death of Kyoko, I was done. The death of Kyoko, I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm done. Just, I was so done after that. I was like, I don't want to watch it anymore. And also, I freaking hate the cliffhangers in the future arc. Why keep leaving it on freaking cliffhanger? I don't appreciate that. Y'all kept leaving it on cliffhangers. That's so disrespectful. Oh my God. They just love the cliffhangers with the future arc. Stop that. Oh my God. But yeah, another thing, I think this might be some of the last things that I talk about with the future arc is Kyoko was still her iconic self even while dead. Kyoko figured out that the classmates weren't killing, well, some of them killed each other, but most of them, majority of them, were offing themselves. I'm like, Kyoko, this is why I love you, child. You are so smart. Like she literally was analyzing everything and figuring everything out. That is why she's the ultimate detective. And she was still iconic even after she died. Oh my God, I love Kyoko. Um, but yeah, what else can I talk about with the future arc? Um, oh, so much. There's so much. Uh, sorry guys, I'm trying to look through my notes and trying to remember everything. It's just so much happened. It's so crazy. Um, okay. So after she found out about like everybody was basically offing themselves, um, Makoto basically tested that theory. The queen and the king of Danganronpa, look at them. They're still working together, even in the afterlife. Wow. But yeah, she basically Makoto went to test out the theory. Like, if this theory is correct. And boy, was it correct. Because that entire dream-like sequence for Makoto and seeing all his past classmates and victims and his PTSD from everything that happened. Oh my God. I'm like, why do y'all keep doing this to me? Oh my goodness. And then, and then when he was trying to like, and then when he was about to stab himself, I almost had a freaking heart attack. And then, guess who came out? The boxer! I had so much beef with the freaking boxer. I hated him. He got on my nerves. He was like a fly that didn't go away. I'm like, what? Why are y'all still here? But yeah, like he got on my last nerve just to find out that and the thing, I thought that he was dead. I thought that his so-called partner killed him. What was his name? Like the guy, I can't stand him either. I can't stand that guy either. What was his name? I'm so bad with names. Y'all know. I think it's Munakata, like his glasses. I think it's Munakata. He was always, like I said previously, he stay hating on my man. He wanted to end despair so bad that he became despair. Like, explain that to me. Like, you wanted to end despair so badly just to become the despair. But like I said, the same thing with the boxer. They both redeemed themselves. They both redeemed themselves. Like I thought the boxer was dead, but like he was on his deathbed. Like he was on his deathbed. And even on his deathbed when Makoto told him everything and helped him out and saved him, he at first he didn't want to help them. He's like, y'all are still some trifling mother truckers. I don't want to help y'all. I don't care about y'all. But then he realized he's like, you know what? Huh. I need to do something. So like even on his deathbed, he decided he was gonna help the rest of the Future Foundation, and that he redeemed himself. He redeemed himself. Like you were trifling in the beginning. I didn't like you. I didn't care if you were a boxer. I could still mess you up. But like you redeemed yourself. You you redeemed yourself. Same thing with, like I said, Munakata. He stayed on my man Makoto's throat. Like seriously, he stayed on him. But like I said, once he started to realize, and that's another thing that I forgot about. It made me so upset. I was praising the grandfather of the group. I think I think his name is Tengen. I was praising him. I was like, this is like the hierarchy of Danganronpa. I loved him. You got an old man that had them hands. Like I loved him. Just to find like I never learned my lesson. I never learned my lesson. Also with Ryota, we'll get to Ryota in a minute. I never learned my lesson. Whenever I like a character, like it always, I never learned. I was praising him just to find out that he was the mastermind behind everything. Of course he was. Of course, like it always happens to me. Of course, Sengen was the mastermind behind everything. Of course. Why wouldn't he be? And then the thing with Ryota, we're about to jump into the despair arc, but before I jump into the despair arc and talk more about Ryota, like Ryota, why? Why, child? Another character I really loved, like Ryota, this poor sweet little being. Like seriously, like I felt so bad for him. Because he feels like all of this is his fault because he showed Junko trifling. He showed Junko like the ins and out of anime. All he wanted to do was make anime. We'll touch more on that, but he he feels like all of this is his fault, and if he didn't trust Junko, that all of this wouldn't have happened, and he wants to create something to bring hope to the world instead of despair, but it didn't go in his favor. And then he started turning on my man Makoto. I'm like, Ryota, I like you, but what did I just say a few minutes ago? Why do y'all keep coming for Makoto? Like he turned on Makoto and then he's like, I gotta get out of here. Everybody's gonna turn into hope. He's trying to upload this video. But that was Tengen's plan. He wanted Ryota to upload that hope quote unquote video. Yeah. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. And then to wrap it all up, the last episode of the Future Arc left me so unsatisfied, so broken. Like, like I said, after the death of Kyoko, I was so heartbroken. I was like, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. But then you get the hope the hope arc, which is the last episode of the entire thing, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, like the last episode of the Future arc left me so unsatisfied. I was so broken. I was like, how could y'all do this to me? But now let's get into the despair arc, okay? Like I said previously, I was like, oh my god, the despair arc is like the lighthearted, it's funny, I Miracle, how stupid can you be? It's literally called the despair arc. I'm so stupid. I was like, this is gonna be so much fun. It's so lighthearted and funny compared to Future Art. It's a nice break from all the trauma and all the depression and everything. It's a nice little break. Little did I know I was 1000% wrong. I am so stupid. Like it's literally called Despair Arc Miracle. Use your brain. Use your brain, and especially use your brain since you played the game. You played Danganronpa too, so you know what's gonna happen. So were you so naive in your reaction to it? You knew what was gonna happen. Also, another thing that really shook me is that the school life and events of the characters of Danganronpa 2 was before Trigger Happy Havoc. I, I was like, oh my god, all this happened. Well, I already knew that some of this stuff happened before Trigger Happy Havoc, but I didn't know that the characters from Danganronpa 2 were the class before Trigger Happy Havoc. I didn't know that. I was shocked to find that out. Also, can we talk about Shisa? Shisa was a fall from grace. As you well may know from my first impression video of the anime, I love Shisa. I loved her. I loved her so much. Like some of my favorite things, like she was so funny in the beginning. She didn't play them games. And then, like, at first, she was like, I can't stand these little baby kids. But then she grew to love them and she grew to love being a teacher. Like, one of my favorite things was when Jesus said that games are fun to play by yourself, but they're even more fun to play with friends. To Chiaki, and then also made Chiaki the basically the school president of the class or the class president of like oh my god. And then I love seeing Chiaki. She's like, you know what, you're right. And she's and she was playing video games with all of them. That almost made me cry. Like that's how I feel about you guys. Like we share a love of games and a love of pop culture and a love of just just being nerds together. Like and it's so true what she just said. Like games are very fun to play by yourself, but they're even more fun to play with other people. There's something about it's like a whole family event. Like there's something about playing games with other people that is so much fun. It really is. I'm an introvert, so I always like play games by myself. I'm just a shy introverted person in general. But so I enjoy playing games by myself. But there's something about playing games with other people. It's such a a beautiful experience. Like it really is. I remember playing games with my siblings. We would have a blast. We would have an absolute blast. So like that made me love Chisa even more. But then she, like I said, she was a spy for the Future Foundation. But then she grew such a love for the students, for all the students. And she went to go find all the students and to go help them just to run into this trifling Junko. We'll talk more about Junko momentarily, but like just to run into Junko and get completely brainwashed by Junko. And then for Shisa to completely betray Chiaki and betray everyone around her after she was manipulated by Junko, it broke my heart. And another thing that broke my heart was the punishment and death of Chiaki. The punishment and death of Chiaki made me cry again. Oh my God, Spike be staying playing with my emotions. Watching the punishment and death scene of Chiaki broke my heart. I cried like a baby again, just like I cried with the death of Kyoko. I was heartbroken. And also, can I say something? There's something about Junko and shish kebabs. She loved making people into shish kebabs. She made her sister into a shish kebab in the game. And like now she's making Chiaki a shish kebab. Girl, I was I was so upset. But the thing that made me cry even harder was even on Chiaki's deathbed, she was protecting Hajime. And Hajime didn't even know it. We'll talk about Hajime too, but like still, even on Chiaki's deathbed, she still had a deep love for Hajime. And she still had a deep love for all of her classmates. Like that, like also Hinanami's. That's another ship that I absolutely love. Oh my God. It just sucked that it had to end this way, that it had to get screwed up this way. The love between Chiaki and Hajime. It broke me. It broke me. And then after she she had her last breath and Hajime picked up her hairpin, shattered. Absolutely shattered. Like I can't function no more. Like why did y'all do that to me? Like why did y'all do that to me? Y'all was so disrespectful for that. So disrespectful for that. Oh my freaking goodness. Oh, another thing, speaking of Hajime, is is Izuru, I think that's it. Izuru, him becoming Izuru was basically a science experiment. Like Hajime basically just wanted to feel wanted. He just wanted to be worth it. He wanted to be the protagonist of his own story, which is so ironic. It's it's so ironic because he ends up being the protagonist of Danganronpa too. And also, he chose to do this experiment because he wanted to be a better person for Chiaki. But like, turns out he just the life was sucked out of him. Literally, the life was literally sucked out of him. Like, it's not Hajime anymore. Like, that is not Hajime. Like, wow. It was, it broke me. I don't even know what else to say. It broke me. It was so heartbreakingly sad. Ugh. And speaking of Hajime, the whole, oh, good, yes, queen. Like, Juko, I already hate you, child. You saying that? I hate you so much. I hate you. Like, Junko's not an A for me anymore. She's not. She's not. She is absolute garbage. Like, I cannot stand Junko anymore. Like, she is absolute garbage. I hate you. Also, can we talk about um the whole, y'all all know the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in history? We got to see the backstory behind that. Can we talk about that? Oh my God. Basically, Junko, what is with Junko? Junko mind controlled them, brainwashed the entire student council. And the entire student council just went off on each other. It was a literal bloodbath. I was literally shook to my freaking core. I was speechless the entire time. The the student council was just murking each other. I was shook. And then Hajime slash Izuru and Junko were just watching it on sidelines the entire time, like President Snow and Seneca Crane. Like, it made no sense. I was like, I was just sitting there, like, how much are y'all gonna break me? Like, seriously, much are y'all gonna break me? Like, I'm already broken. And y'all, y'all kicking me while I'm down. Y'all are kicking me while I am down. Oh my God, that whole entire episode with the backstory with that was crazy. Oh wow. And also, speaking of Ryota, poor baby Ryota. Ugh, all he wanted to do was create anime and bring joy to people with his anime. Just like I want to do for my with my videos for you guys. I just want to bring joy and happiness for you guys. And just Junko trying to manipulate Ryota. It was also another thing, it was so ironic that she said she hates anime. You know? And then she even manipulated Makan, which we already know from the game. It was hinted at the game that she was um you know, manipulated by Junko. Speaking of Makan, my respect for Makan is all the way in the toilet. It's not even in the toilet, it's all the way in the sewage. I used to love Makan just for her to screw it all up. I was so, for her to push Chiaki, like, and basically sabotage Chiaki. Like, girl, I, we're done. Like, we're done. We're done. I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore. I can't. I cannot. And speaking of Junko, can we just talk about Junko? This rightfully mother trucker Junko. Okay, how is Junko so persuasive? I do not understand it. How is Junko so persuasive? Maybe I understand it a little bit because, like I said in my original tier list, I like Junko, which is flabbergasting for me to say now. I liked Junko when I first met her, but she was disguised as Mukuro. I really liked her, just to find out that the real Junko is the entire mastermind behind all this. And I was like, what? So it kind of makes sense in that aspect because she was, like I said, she was a likable person. Her look, everything, she seemed like a likable person just to find out that she is the most unlikable person on earth. Like, it just, how is Junko this persuasive and this manipulative? It makes no sense to me at all. Also, we I said that I wanted to see the relationship between Mukuro and Junko. I wanted to see them team up and I wanted to see the relationship more. And we kind of see the relationship between Mukuro and Junko in the anime, but I wish that I could unsee it. Like, wish that I could unsee the relationship between Mukuro and Junko. It's giving incest. It's giving incest. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. At all. It's like Junko was just she's just evil. She's just pure evil. What else can you say about her? Every single time, especially after like the death of not the death of Junko, the death of Kyoko, and like just the pure murder of everybody. Every single time Kyoko came on the screen, I was like, shut up. Single time not Kyoko, Junko. I love Kyoko. Kyoko, I love you. I meant Junko. Every single time Junko came on screen, I was like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear your voice no more. Your voice is getting on my nerve. That freaking Valley girl. I hate you. I want you gone. You are so annoying. You killed some of my favorite characters again. I hate you. Oh my God, Junko. Yeah. Gu- Guys, let me know if you guys want me to do a redo of the tier list based on all the new perspectives I have on the characters after watching the anime. Please let me know. I would not hesitate to do that for you guys because, like I said, I love Danganronpa, and I have a different perspective and different opinions now that I watched the anime. But yeah, like Junko, you are straight garbage. 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 I said what I said. Okay. Some some like light-hearted slash funny things about the despair arc. Well, not funny. Like I have a few like critiques and stuff like that. Natsumi, which is basically Fuyuhiko's little sister. I like that they kind of introduced her and we kind of got to see who Fuyuhiko's little sister was, but she was a brat. Saito was a brat too. Both of those girls, they were both brats. Both of them. But I kind of understood them a little bit because both of them just wanted to find their purpose. But then they died. And, and also Mahiro, I kind of understand Mahiro a little bit more and why she's so strong-willed because the death of Misumi broke her, you know? So um I kind of understand Mahiro on a different level because of, the anime. Um Also, Kajupeko. Can we talk about Kajupeko? Another ship that I love. I loved Kajupeko, even though I thought it was going to be like a beautiful thing between Peko and Fuyuhiko in the anime. There wasn't that many moments between them, but there were slight moments between them that were very cute. And even Ibuki, this is why I love Ibuki. Even Ibuki shipped Peko and Fujiko more than I did. Ibuki, I love you, girl. Yes, Peko and Fujiko are so cute. Another ship that I love. Are they are they as cute as Nigiri? No, but they're still cute. I did really like and Peko was about that action. Well, almost everybody. We'll talk about that later. Almost everybody was about that action. Oh my God. Oh, can we also talk about Toko and Kamaru? We got little hints of the anime from playing Ultra Despair Girls. But I kind of feel like the inclusion of Toko and Kamaru was a little bit out of place, not out of place, but a little bit unnecessary. I feel like the inclusion of Toko and Kumaro, yes, like we got to see what they were up to and what they were doing and that they were still, together, but like Toko and Kamaru are very cute and are like such great friends and stuff like that. That is cute, but I feel I kind of feel like the inclusion of Toko and Kamaru is a little unnecessary. The same reasoning behind Yashahiro being in the future arc, like he served no purpose. Same thing with like Toko and Kamaru. Like, yeah, we got to kind of see where they are in the despair arc, but and slash future arc, but it I felt like it could have easily been cut out. Like I didn't feel like they needed to be included. Um, but it it was nice. It was nice to see what they were up to, but I feel like they didn't need to be included. Does that make sense? Um, But something that really irked me about the despair arc. Spike Chunsoft, come here, child. I have some words to say with y'all. Okay? Y'all are so horny and nasty. Like there were so many nasty like scenes in this anime. But that's to be expected of anime, though. But I shouldn't have to say that. I should to say that it's to be expected of nasty scenes in anime. Also, another thing that really irked me was all the constant pans to the to all the female characters' chest and their behind. That's so unnecessary, child. I'm trying to watch the anime and you're just panning to their chest or panning to their behind. Like it's so unnecessary and so nasty. Like stop. Like choose up. Y'all are horny over there. Like seriously. And another thing that really set me off was like basically t- already didn't like Teru. I knew that Teru was a creep, but like just Teru when everybody accident oh that's another thing. When everybody accidentally took like that aphrodisiac potion and everybody became horny, so horny, over the top horny, and like just Telltale basically like going up on Hyoko. I don't like Hyoko, but that doesn't excuse you to do anything to anybody. But it seemed like Telltale was trying to, harm her. I didn't like that at all. At all. I was like, Spikes, y'all are going way too far. Way too far. I didn't like it at all. But then when Chiaki, this is why I also love Chiaki. Put respect on Chiaki. Chiaki had them hands. She's like, you better not touch her, And she freaking gave him that freaking uppercut. Chiaki, get it, girl. Yes, I didn't like that at all. Just tell him how it is. Like Spike, y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill with that. That's my big critique. Like there was so many sexual innuendos and so many nasty, like just like it was so unnecessary, so unnecessary. um, but now let's also another thing. Nagito is still a crazy mother trucker. Still, still, Nagito is still a crazy mother trucker. Still trying to still trying to be a puppeteer. Like Nagito, child, like you need some help, child. You need to talk to someone. Like seriously, like go to a therapist, child. We had a therapist in the future arc. Go to her. Oh my God. Okay, moving on to the Hope arc, which is the final episode of this entire thing. Oh, before I get into the Hope arc, there's one more thing that I want to talk about before we get into the finale, okay? I thought that Chisa was in a love triangle with Munakata and Sakakura. But Sakakura had a thing with Munakata. Was shook to my core. It made so much sense though, because y'all were so buddy buddy and so close, and you kind of had a little resentment towards Shisa. It kind of made sense. This guy is in love with your bro, man. Oh my gosh, I was shook. Like it kind of made sense though. It kind of made sense. It really did. Um. Okay, now let's get into the hope and despair arc. Not hope and despair. The hope. Well, it basically is the hope and despair arc, but it's called the hope arc. Let's get into that. Oh my God. The hope arc, the final episode of of all this was iconic. Just the Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc and the Danganronpa 2 joining forces was like something out of a MCU movie. I freaking loved it. Everybody was going off. Every, it was an entire. It literally was like the end game of Danganronpa. Like it, I loved it so much, so much. Oh my God. And but then like everybody's trying to stop Ryota and trying to stop him from uploading the video and then trying to save everybody from being trapped in this killing game. But like something that was so sweet was the Danganronpa 2 game literally lifted my baby Ryota up and took him in their arms. Oh, I almost cried with that. I was like, because if Ryota never felt like he belonged anywhere and just wanted people to, like him, and he just wanted to feel like he meant something and his anime meant something, and it really hit close to heart for me, and it had me tearing up. It really did. And I hope like it was just so beautiful. Just the Danganronpa 2 game just lifted him up and took him in without a question. Oh my God. And I feel that way about you guys. Like you guys just accepted me. I don't wanna cry, but you guys just accepted me for who I really am. And I love you for that. But I really love that. And then the part that made it even more the cherry on top of the sundae was Makoto was around the corner, just peeking around the corner, looking like a proud father. I, oh my God, that was such a beautiful moment. And then when everything, like when the smoke cleared and everything, like everything was all done, and everybody was just, our job here is done. Let's go celebrate. And when Hajime passed Makoto, and Hajime gave Makoto like a nod, and Makoto gave Haji that nod back, I lost it. I lost it. Also, another part where I lost it is when Makoto met Naruto. I was literally speechless. I was speechless when that happened. But then, but then I was like, y'all can't end it off like this. It doesn't feel right. Something does not feel right. Like it doesn't feel right. My baby Kyoko isn't there. Pa- Like a part of me knew that Kyoko was gonna survive because of the events of Danganronpa 2. So like you kind of know that she's gonna survive. But when as soon as I saw the medicine that Makan made to cure the effects of the bracelets, I was like, I immediately thought of Kyoko. I was like, and as soon as I connect the dots, I started sobbing, child. Again. As soon as I connected the dots, I started crying. Ugh. Makan, you're still on my bad list, okay? You're still on my bad list, okay? You're still on my naughty list, still. But you making the cure for my girl Kyoko, I will give you your props. I will give you your props for that, okay? I will give you a small little prop. You're still on my naughty list, but you get a small amount of props for saving my girl Kyoko, okay? But yeah, when I connected the dots and and figured out that like basically Makan revived Kyoko, I started crying. Oh my God. And then ended it off with Kyoko coming in and saying that Makoto was the new principal of Hope's Peak. I was a wreck. I was a wreck. And then y'all had the audacity to end it there. Why do y'all keep doing this to me? Why? Why? Why do y'all keep doing this to me, Spike? uh, but all that to say, this is such a good anime. If you guys have not seen this anime, please watch it. But play the games first. Play Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, play Danganronpa 2, play 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 Danganronpa V3, and then watch this. Like this think I it's so good, but I don't think I would re be rewatching it and have it in my everyday rotation because it destroyed me. literally broke me. Like I don't know if I'll be able to rewatch it and rewatch this, but this anime is so good. It's so good. It really is. And it made me even more of a Danganronpa fan. Oh my God. Uh, so yeah, guys, that's my entire analysis of the Danganronpa anime. Oh my God, there was so many mixed emotions, so many thoughts, so many things that happened, so many things that popped off. It was insane. Oh, but I really hope that you guys liked my analysis slash um kind of review of the Danganronpa anime. And like I said, I'm going to be re-ranking the characters from the anime. I'm gonna re-rank. I kept my promise. I kept my promise to you guys. I told y'all I was gonna watch it. I kept my promise. I told y'all I was gonna watch this anime, and I did, and it was so good, but it also broke me. But yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to like this video, okay? Also, make sure to subscribe so you see more videos like this. And also make sure to push that notification bell to be notified of when I upload new videos because there will be a lot more if you guys want more, okay? I hope you guys have a miraculous day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.